Welcome to my channel, old valuable coin. Stop scrolling right now. This $1 coin could be worth thousands. The most valuable Sacagawea $1 coin isn't gold, rare by age, or old by centuries, but by a minting mistake. The legendary 2000p Sacagawea Cheerios Dollar was accidentally released with a rare eagle tail feather design, and today collectors hunt it non-stop. Some examples have sold for $5,000 to over $20,000. Even other Sacagawea dollars with errors, double details, or unusual finishes can be worth big money. Check your drawers, wallets, and old coin jars, because this small dollar coin could be hiding a life-changing value. Like, subscribe, and comment if you want to know how to spot the real rare one. Coin number 4, and we will explore. Stop scrolling and listen carefully, because a coin you might have ignored for years could be hiding a story, history, and value that surprises even experienced collectors. Today we're talking about the Sacagawea dollar coin from the year 2000 with a P mint mark, struck at the Philadelphia Mint in the United States. This golden-colored dollar changed American coinage forever, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why collectors still search for it, why some examples are more desirable than others, and why this coin continues to trend in searches for old valuable U.S. coins. The Sacagawea dollar was officially released in the year 2000 as a modern replacement for earlier small dollar coins that never gained public acceptance. The United States Mint wanted something bold, something different, and something meaningful. That's when they chose Sacagawea, a Native American woman who played a critical role in American history as a guide and interpreter for the Lewis and Clark expedition. Unlike many coins before it, this design honored a real woman who helped shape the nation. The obverse of the 2000p Sacagawea dollar features a powerful portrait of Sacagawea carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste. This detail is important because it symbolizes guidance, peace, and survival. Sacagawea guiding the expedition while carrying her child sends a message that this coin is not just money, but history in your hand. The word liberty is boldly displayed above her head, while the date 2000 and the P mint mark appear on the right side of the coin. One of the most talked about features of the Sacagawea dollar is its golden color. Many people mistakenly believe the coin is made of gold, but it's actually composed of a manganese brass-clad alloy. This gives it that distinctive golden appearance, setting it apart from silver-colored coins like quarters and dimes. This unique look was intended to help the public easily recognize the coin, but ironically, it also made the Sacagawea dollar one of the most misunderstood U.S. coins. Turning the coin over, the reverse showcases a soaring bald eagle surrounded by 17 stars, representing the 17 states in the Union at the time of the Lewis and Clark expedition. This eagle design symbolizes freedom, exploration, and the expanding nation. The inscriptions United States of America and $1 complete the reverse, reinforcing its identity as a powerful symbol of American heritage. The 2000p Sacagawea dollar had a massive mintage, with hundreds of millions of coins struck. Because of this, many people assume it has no value beyond face value. But that assumption can be misleading. While most circulated examples are common, collectors focus on condition, strike quality, and specific varieties that make certain coins far more desirable than others. One of the reasons the 2000p Sacagawea dollar remains popular is because it represents the very first year of issue. First-year coins often attract collectors who want a complete timeline of U.S. coinage. This makes the 2000p Sacagawea dollar an essential piece for modern U.S. coin collections, especially for those focusing on dollar coins or commemorative-style designs. Another factor that drives interest in this coin is its role in everyday circulation. Unlike many modern collector coins, the Sacagawea dollar was intended for daily use. It appeared in banks, vending machines, and government programs. Yet, despite this effort, it never fully replaced the dollar bill. This failure adds to its historical significance, as it represents a major attempt to change how Americans use money. Collectors often search for well-preserved examples of the 2000p Sacagawea dollar. Coins with strong details on Sacagawea's face, clear lettering, and minimal marks are especially attractive. Since these coins were widely circulated, finding a clean example today can be more challenging than people expect. This challenge fuels demand among collectors who want the best examples possible. The Sacagawea dollar is also deeply connected to American cultural recognition. It was one of the first circulating U.S. coins to prominently feature a Native American woman. This alone makes it historically important. For many collectors, the value of the coin goes beyond money and enters the realm of representation, respect, and storytelling. Over the years, interest in the Sacagawea dollar has surged on platforms like YouTube, Google, and online marketplaces. Searches for Sacagawea dollar value, 2000p Sacagawea dollar, and golden dollar coin USA continue to trend. This ongoing interest proves that even modern coins can capture attention when they carry strong stories and unique designs. Another reason this coin remains relevant is nostalgia. For many people, the year 2000 represents a turning point in history, the beginning of a new millennium. Owning a dollar coin from that year feels symbolic. It's a reminder of a time filled with optimism, technological change, and new beginnings. That emotional connection often drives people to start collecting without even realizing it. The Sacagawea dollar also opened the door for future Native American-themed dollar coins. Its introduction directly influenced later series that expanded on Native American contributions to U.S. history. In that sense, the 2000p Sacagawea dollar is not just a coin, but the foundation of a larger legacy within American numismatics. If you've ever found one of these coins in your pocket, drawer, or old job change, you might have wondered why it looks different from everything else. That curiosity is exactly why this coin performs so well in viral coin content. People love discovering that everyday objects can have hidden stories, and the Sacagawea dollar delivers that perfectly. Collectors also appreciate the artistic quality of the design. The portrait feels alive, expressive, and dignified, which is rare in circulating coinage. The balance between realism and symbolism makes it stand out, even among modern U.S. coins. This artistic appeal keeps the Sacagawea dollar relevant in discussions about the most beautiful American coins. As interest in old valuable coins continues to grow worldwide, the Sacagawea dollar remains a gateway coin for beginners. It's affordable, easy to recognize, and rich in history. Many collectors start with this coin and then move deeper into U.S. coin collecting, exploring cents, nickels, dimes, and other dollar coins. Coin number 3, stop scrolling and listen carefully, because this ordinary-looking golden dollar from the year 2000 might be hiding a story that most people completely overlook. In your pocket, in a drawer, or in an old coin jar, there could be a 2000D Sacagawea dollar coin from the United States that is far more interesting than its face value suggests. Today we're diving deep into the history, the mystery, the errors, the value potential, and the collector's secret behind the Sacagawea dollar 2000D, one of the most talked about modern U.S. coins. The Sacagawea dollar was introduced at the turn of the millennium, a time when America wanted a fresh start, a new design, and a new vision for circulating dollar coins. The year 2000 was not just another year for coinage. It marked a major shift in U.S. mint history. Instead of repeating older designs that failed to circulate widely, the mint chose a bold, symbolic figure, Sacagawea, the Shoshone woman who played a crucial role in the Lewis and Clark expedition. This alone makes the coin historically significant, even before we talk about rarity or value. The 2000D Sacagawea dollar was struck at the Denver Mint, which is why you'll see a small D mint mark on the obverse of the coin. Millions of these coins were produced, yet surprisingly, many Americans never used them in daily transactions. That's one of the biggest reasons collectors are still fascinated by this coin today. Despite high mintage numbers, true circulation was limited, and many coins ended up stored away, forgotten, or saved as keepsakes. Let's talk about the design, because this is where the Sacagawea dollar truly stands out. On the front of the coin, you see Sacagawea carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste. This was a powerful and intentional choice. For the first time in U.S. history, a real Native American woman was featured on a circulating U.S. coin. The design is warm, human, and detailed, showing strength, guidance, and motherhood all in one image. Around her portrait, you'll find the word Liberty and the date 2000, along with a mint mark for Denver. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the majestic bald eagle in flight, surrounded by 17 stars. These stars represent the 17 states in the Union at the time of the Lewis and Clark expedition. This detail often goes unnoticed, but collectors love symbolism, and this makes a reverse design especially meaningful. The eagle itself symbolizes freedom and exploration, perfectly matching the theme of westward expansion. One of the most interesting things about the Sacagawea dollar is its golden color. Many people mistakenly think the coin is made of gold, but it's not. The golden appearance comes from a special manganese brass cladding layered over pure copper core. This unique composition was chosen to help the coin stand out from other denominations and to make it easily recognizable by touch and sight. Now let's get into what really excites collectors, the 2000D Sacagawea dollar errors and varieties. This is where an ordinary-looking coin can suddenly become extraordinary. While most 2000D Sacagawea dollars are common, a small number was struck with unusual characteristics that make them highly desirable today. One of the most famous Sacagawea dollar varieties from the year 2000 is the so-called Cheerios Dollar, though most of those were from the Philadelphia Mint. However, Denver minted coins are still closely examined for die variations, weak strikes, off-center strikes, and doubling. Some 2000D coins show noticeable doubling on the lettering, date, or facial details. These double die errors can significantly increase collector interest. Another thing to look for is edge lettering quality and strike sharpness. Because the Sacagawea dollar use a different metal composition, early strikes sometimes show uneven coloring, planchet flaws, or surface anomalies. Collectors pay close attention to coins that display strong detail in Sacagawea's hair, facial features, and the baby's blanket, as well as crisp feathers on the eagle. Condition plays a massive role in value. A heavily circulated 2000D Sacagawea dollar is usually worth face value, but coins that were never used, never scratched, and never cleaned can carry a premium. Uncirculated examples with smooth surfaces and original luster are always in demand. Even more valuable are coins that show exceptional strike quality, where every detail appears sharp and bold. Another reason the 2000D Sacagawea dollar continues to trend in searches and videos is nostalgia. For many people, this coin represents the early 2000s, a time of change, optimism, and new beginnings. Collectors who grew up during that period are now adult with disposable income, and they're actively searching for coins that remind them of that era. This emotional connection adds to the coin's popularity. It's also important to understand why the Sacagawea dollar struggled in circulation. Despite its thoughtful design and practical size, the public never fully embraced dollar coins. Paper dollar bills were simply too familiar and convenient. As a result, many Sacagawea dollars, including the 2000D, sat unused in government vaults or were released in limited quantities. That lack of wear is exactly what collectors like today. If you're wondering how to tell if your 2000D Sacagawea dollar is worth keeping, start by examining it closely under good lighting. Look for unusual marks that don't match common wear patterns. Check the date and mint mark carefully. Inspect the lettering for thickness, doubling, or misalignment. Study the color. Natural golden tone is good, but strange patches or streaks could indicate an error or an environmental issue. Never clean the coin. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make. Cleaning can permanently damage the surface and destroy collector value. Even if a coin looks dirty, that original surface is far more valuable than a shiny but altered one. Collectors want authenticity, not polish. The 2000D Sacagawea dollar also holds educational value. It opened the door for future Native American-themed dollar coins and helped shift conversations about representation in U.S. currency. In later years, the reverse design would change annually to honor Native American contributions to U.S. history, but the original 2000 design remained special because it started everything. From an SEO and collector standpoint, the Sacagawea dollar 2000D remains one of the most searched modern U.S. coins. People constantly ask whether it's rare, whether it's valuable, and whether they should sell or keep it. The truth is, while most examples are common, the right coin in the right condition can stand out dramatically. Some collectors build complete sets of Sacagawea dollars by year and mint, and the 2000D is always a key starting point. Others focus only on error coins, spending hours examining rolls in hopes of finding something unusual. This hunt is part of what makes coin collecting so addictive and rewarding. If you ever come across a roll of these coins from a bank or an old collection, take your time. Each coin deserves a careful look. Even a small variation can make a big difference. The excitement of discovering something special where others see nothing is what keeps collectors coming back. Coin number 1, stop scrolling, because this small-looking dollar coin could be one of the most misunderstood and surprisingly valuable coins in U.S. history. Today we are talking about the 1979 Susan B. Anthony $1 coin from the United States, a coin that changed American money forever and still has collectors searching their pockets drawers, and old collections hoping to find a rare version worth serious money. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was introduced in 1979 and became the first United States coin to feature a real woman instead of a symbolic figure like Liberty. Susan B. Anthony was a powerful leader in the women's rights movement and played a key role in fighting for women's right to vote. Putting her portrait on a U.S. coin was a historic moment, but the coin itself quickly became controversial. At first glance, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar looks very similar to a quarter. It is small, silver-colored, and lightweight, which caused immediate confusion when it entered circulation. Many people accidentally spent them thinking they were quarters, and this confusion is one of the main reasons the coin failed commercially, even though it was meant to replace the $1 bill. Despite being unpopular with the public, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar had become extremely important to coin collectors. Millions were minted, but not all $1,979 coins are the same, and some varieties are far more valuable than others. The obverse of the coin features a portrait of Susan B. Anthony with the word Liberty above her head. The date 1979 appears on the front, along with the motto "In God We Trust." The reverse shows an eagle landing on the moon, a design originally used on the Eisenhower dollar, symbolizing the Apollo 11 moon landing. Around the eagle are the words United States of America and $1, with 13 stars representing the original colonies. In 1979, Susan B. Anthony dollars were produced at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint created coins with unique characteristics, and this is where things get exciting for collectors. The 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar from Philadelphia is the most common version, but within this mint, there are 2 major varieties that can make a huge difference in value. These are known as the wide rim and narrow rim varieties. Many people have no idea which one they own. The wide rim variety, also called the near-date variety, has the date positioned closer to the rim of the coin. The rim appears thicker, and the space between the numbers in 1979 and the edge of the coin is very small. This version was struck early in production and is significantly scarcer than the narrow rim version. The narrow rim variety has more space between the date and the edge, making the rim appear thinner. This version is much more common and usually worth close to face value unless it is in exceptional condition. Finding a 1979 P wide rim Susan B. Anthony dollar can be exciting because it is one of the most valuable regular issue coins in the series. Even circulated examples can be worth much more than $1, and high-quality uncirculated examples can sell for hundreds of dollars. The Denver Mint produced a 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar. These coins are generally common and were released into circulation in large numbers. Most circulated examples are worth face value, but uncirculated coins in excellent condition can still bring a premium among collectors who are trying to complete full date and mint sets. The San Francisco Mint struck 2 different types of 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars, and these are especially important. San Francisco produced proof coins specifically for collectors, and these proof versions are known for their mirror-like surfaces and sharp details. One of the most famous varieties in the entire series is the 1979 S-proof with the Type 2 clear S mint mark. Early proof coins had a blurry, filled-in S mint mark, known as Type 1. Later in the year, the mint refined the punch, creating a clearer and more defined S mint mark, which became known as Type 2. The 1979 S-Type 2 proof is much rarer and can be worth a significant amount of money, especially in pristine condition. Many collectors carefully inspect their proof sets, hoping to spot this valuable variety. Another reason the Susan B. Anthony dollar is so interesting is because it represents a major turning point in U.S. coin history. It was the first small-sized dollar coin intended for everyday use, and although it failed at the time, it paved the way for future dollar coins like the Sacagawea and presidential dollars. Because the coin was unpopular, many 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars were never circulated and sat in storage for years. This is why uncirculated examples are still widely available today, but top-quality coins with sharp strikes and clean surfaces are still in demand. Collectors look for several key factors when determining the value of a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar. These include mint mark, variety, condition, strike quality, and surface preservation. Even small differences can have a big impact on value. Errors are another area where these coins can become extremely valuable. Off-center strikes, Double dies, clip planches, and misaligned strikes are all known on Susan B. Anthony dollars, and error coins can sell for far more than standard examples. If you have a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar, the first thing you should do is check the mint mark. Look just above the date for a small letter. No mint mark means Philadelphia, D means Denver, and S means San Francisco. If it is a Philadelphia coin, closely examine the rim near the date to see if it might be the wide rim variety. Next, check the overall condition. Coins with minimal scratches, strong details, and clean surfaces are always more desirable. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can significantly reduce its value. The Susan B. Anthony dollar may not look impressive at first, but it carries huge historical significance. It represents progress, controversy, and experimentation in American coinage. It honors a woman who changed history and introduced a new era of dollar coins. Today, collectors continue to hunt for rare 1979 varieties, especially the wide-rim Philadelphia coins and the Type 2 San Francisco proofs. These coins prove that even modern U.S. coins can hold hidden value and exciting stories. Coin number 2. Have you ever looked at a small, silver-colored dollar coin and thought nothing of it? Most people do. But today, I want you to stop everything and pay close attention, because one specific dollar coin that many Americans ignored for years is now quietly becoming one of the most talked about modern U.S. coins among collectors. I'm talking about the Susan B. Anthony dollar coin from 1999, a coin with a strange history, unexpected value potential, and a story that makes it far more interesting than its face value suggests. The Susan B. Anthony dollar is already a unique coin in U.S. history, but the 1999 issue stands apart from every other year. This coin was never supposed to exist. That alone makes it fascinating. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was first introduced in 1979 as the first U.S. coin to feature a real woman instead of a symbolic figure like Lady Liberty. Susan B. Anthony was a civil rights leader, a women's rights activist, and a key figure in the fight for women's suffrage in the United States. Honoring her on a circulating coin was historic, bold, and controversial at the same time. However, from the very beginning, the Susan B. Anthony dollar struggled. The coin was roughly the same size and color as the quarter, which caused confusion for the public. Many people accidentally spent dollar coins thinking they were quarters, and businesses disliked handling them. Because of this, public demand was low. After producing coins from 1979 to 1981, the U.S. Mint stopped making them for circulation. Most people thought the Susan B. Anthony dollar was finished forever. Then something unexpected happened. By the late 1990s, the U.S. government realized it had a serious problem. Dollar coins were suddenly in demand again, especially for vending machines, transit systems, and government use. But the stockpile of Susan B. Anthony dollars was almost gone. At the same time, the Sacagawea dollar was not yet ready for release. The Mint needed a fast solution, and instead of designing a new coin, they made a surprising decision. They brought back the Susan B. Anthony dollar for one final year. That year was 1999. This is what makes the 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar so special. It was minted nearly 2 decades after the coin was believed to be discontinued. There were no Susan B. Anthony dollars dated from 1982 through 1998. The sudden return in 1999 created a one-year modern issue that stands alone in the series, and collectors immediately took notice. The 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar was produced at 3 different U.S. Mint locations. Coins without a mint mark were made in Philadelphia. Coins with a D mint mark came from Denver. Coins with an S mint mark were produced in San Francisco. Each of these has its own story, and some are far more valuable than others depending on condition and rarity. The Philadelphia and Denver coins were struck primarily for circulation. Millions were made, but here's where many people get confused. Even though the mintage numbers seem high, most of these coins were heavily used. They went straight into vending machines, transit systems, and everyday transactions. Because of this, finding a 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar today in clean, high-quality condition is much harder than people expect. The San Francisco coins are even more interesting. These were not intended for circulation in everyday commerce. Many were produced specifically for collectors. Because of that, they often exist in better condition. But that doesn't mean they are common or worthless. Demand plays a massive role in value, and collector interest in the 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar has steadily increased over time. Now let's talk about value, because this is a part everyone wants to know. Most worn 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollars are still worth around face value, maybe slightly more depending on demand. But once you move into higher condition coins, the prices can rise quickly. Coins that show sharp details, clean surfaces, strong strikes, and minimal marks can sell for many times their original value. And when you reach top-tier examples, prices can become truly surprising. Why does condition matter so much with this coin? Because the 1999 issue was heavily used. Most examples were not saved carefully. That creates scarcity at the top end of the quality scale. Collectors are not just looking for a 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar. They are looking for the best possible example. When supply is low and demand is high, prices follow. Another reason this coin gets attention is errors and varieties. Like many U.S. coins, the 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar can sometimes be found with striking errors, planchette issues, or unusual characteristics. These are not common, but when they appear, collectors pay very close attention. Error coins are often one of a kind or extremely limited, which adds excitement and competition among buyers. Beyond money, there's also the historical and symbolic importance of this coin. Susan B. Anthony represents a turning point in American history. Her appearance on a circulating coin helped pave the way for future designs that honored real people, including women and individuals from diverse backgrounds. The 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar marks the final chapter of that pioneering design before the U.S. transitioned fully into newer dollar coins. Collectors also see the 1999 issue as a bridge between eras. It connects the experimental coinage of the late 20th century with the modern dollar coins that followed. That transitional role gives it long-term appeal. Coins that represent change, innovation, or unusual decisions by the mint often become more desirable as time passes. One of the most interesting things about this coin is how many people still overlook it. Millions of Americans have handled Susan B. Anthony dollars without ever realizing they might be holding a coin that collectors actively search for today. Some are still sitting in drawers, jars, old wallets, and inherited collections. That sense of hidden value is what keeps people fascinated. If you ever come across a 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar, take a moment to examine it closely. Look at the date. Check for mint mark. Pay attention to the details of Susan B. Anthony's portrait, the sharpness of the lettering, and the overall surface of the coin. Even small differences can matter to collectors. The future of the 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar is also worth discussing. As more time passes, fewer high-quality examples remain available. Coins are lost, damaged, or forgotten. Meanwhile, new collectors continue to enter the hobby every year. This combination often leads to increased demand over the long term. While no one can predict prices with certainty, history shows that coins with unique stories, limited high-quality supply, and strong collector interest tend to perform well. What makes this even more exciting is that the Susan B. Anthony dollar is still affordable compared to many classic U.S. coins. That accessibility allows new collectors to participate, which helps keep interest alive. Coins that attract both beginners and experienced collectors often enjoy sustained popularity.